What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J, and we're locked in. I got a question for you. What's on your TV? This is episode 5 of On My Block. Now, we seen the kids that got called in. The police, they looking for answers. We want to know who had something to do with this body and why were y'all in the area? But the kids, they had it held down. And you know what? They were going out there to look for Bigfoot. That's all I'm going to say, cop. Bigfoot. But before we get into this next episode, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you can be a part of it. Hit your subscribe button. Turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Now, moving forward, the kids, the crew is starting to get closer and closer. But we also know that Jamal is friends with Jasmine, and they don't want Ruby to know because Ruby will flip out. So let's jump into it. This is episode 5 of On My Block. To start the episode off, our boy Caesar's in the bed, and all of a sudden a gun's put to his head, and his girl's getting thrown into the bed. She got a bloody lip because they didn't hit her with that pistol. Pap, pap. They came here looking for the money. Now, Lil Spooky talking about we had a deal. These guys are saying, nah, we didn't have no deal with you. We had to deal with Big Spooky. And now, since the power is up for grab, we want this money. Where's your stash at? Now, you're thinking, Caesar ain't got no stash. Caesar just been chilling. Boy, were we wrong. They keep asking Caesar about the stash. He's holding it down. He's like, there ain't no money in here. But the girl, she talking about, oh, it's in the lining of the freezer. I'm talking about she gave up so quick. And now Caesar's saying, man, you can do anything, man. You can take anything you need except for the money. But this crew, they ain't, you know what I'm saying? They ain't caring about that. They want that money. And it was allegedly about 100 G's. Now, it's like a video game how they came in here in all purple on. I'm like, come on, man. No one's going to believe this. But they get that money up off of Caesar. Ruby and Jamal, they're walking around. We got 50% of the crew back together. But we know that Jamal's been hanging with Jasmine, and Jasmine posted a picture, and there was a random guy in the corner of it. It's Jamal, but Ruby's looking at it, and he's like, who is this? She's messing with somebody else? So in his head, he's thinking, man, Jasmine, she doesn't want to get back with me. She done already moved on. Now, in this picture, it's Jamal, and he has that same sweater on. So he's looking at it, and he's trying to make Ruby believe that it's something else, because Ruby doesn't know that Jamal and Jasmine are best friends. So he's like, I don't know who that guy is. Maybe it's not that serious. While they're walking down the alley trying to find out who's in this picture with Jasmine, they see all these gang territories being marked over by another gang. So when you tag your gang on a wall, if someone puts their tag over it, it's pretty much disrespectful. Now, we see Caesar's gang is up here, and someone put 187 over it. And 187 is what the police call when there's a homicide, a murder. So it's pretty much saying anybody that's in Caesar gang, they can get it. Now, Vero's upset because she was like, you were gonna let me take a bullet for you. He's like, no, I wouldn't do that. She just said, I would take a bullet for you. So if that's the case, then why were you so upset that he was going to let you take a bullet to keep the money? She just contradicted her whole self. But in reality, she can't stand it. She's like, oh, Caesar, I can't stand this. This is what you would do to me. I'm leaving. And Caesar's like, come on, don't do that. Don't leave us. Caesar was going to let her take a bullet because he didn't want that money come up missing. Now, Jamal, class president, he got a lot of things on his hands. He has some dirty clothes now because he wanted to take off that sweater that was in the picture. Now, there were some random kids that walk up to him like, hey, Jamal, oh, you stink. But Jamal's trying to get all of the attention off of him. So they say, hey, look at this picture. Who do you think this is? And the way the guy's standing is the same way Jamal's standing holding the phone. But they're looking at it like, oh yeah, whoever this is, Jasmine's real happy to be with them. So they're making it seem like Jasmine has a new boyfriend and they're hanging out. The whole time Jamal's like, nah, man, they don't look like they're that close, because he's trying to hide his friendship with Jasmine. But it also looks like she's hanging out with a random guy and she's not even, putting his picture in the photo. You know how that goes. Girls go out, they have a guy pay for their meal, but they don't show who the guy is. They just show the meal and the whole trip. Now, Caesar, he comes over. He got to talk to the crew and tell them what happened. They took the money, and you already know, this gentleman here, he don't care about that. He's like, let's go start a war. Let's go get even with him. And Caesar's like, nah, let's secure the money first, and then we'll worry about that. But you remember when Caesar was handing out money, and he wanted more money, and he was telling Caesar, we need more money. Caesar didn't care about it. So this is where the rift between these two are, because when it was their money, Caesar didn't care. But since it's Caesar's money that came up missing, Caesar's like, let's get the money back first. So, it ain't really going out. He thought it would be going back to the crew. We know it's their senior year, so everybody's getting ready for college. And it turns out, Jasmine, she got accepted to Berkeley, UC Berkeley. That's where I'm going to school this fall, people. You know what I'm saying, to finish up my master's. But she gets accepted there, so her and Monse, they like, we need to go celebrate. But the whole time, they're hopping in this BMW. You know, the BMW that Monse is driving is because of the guy that she's staying with, the white man that was involved with her mother. And Ruby sees this, and he just thinks it's some random guy that has a BMW picking his girl up. Now, Monse's having a big heart-to-heart about what Julia actually did. She's saying Julia didn't come look for her. Julia pretty much abandoned her. She left a voicemail for Monse, but Monse didn't even listen to it. She just deleted it because she didn't want to hear anything from it. Now, it's hard for kids to understand what parents are doing. Now, Julia, she probably had some stuff going on in her life that Monse just couldn't understand because she was younger. And she just accused Julia of doing whatever she wanted to do. But people, we all have lives. No one ever knows what exactly is going on in someone's lives. So for Monse, she's looking at it like, I want to separate myself from Julia, and that's it. The two new BFFs, Jamal and Jasmine, they're getting together. Now, Jasmine has a plan to tell her Ruby that I got accepted into college. And Jamal's like, wait, you didn't get accepted into college yet. So that means when you actually get accepted, you can't tell them. She's like, no, I actually got accepted into UC Berkeley. So he's hyped. But right as soon as he gets hyped, he's like, wait a minute, am I the first person you told? She's like, no, I told Monse, I told somebody else, I told the twins, I told basically you're like number 4, Jamal. And he's upset because they're supposed to be new friends. Jasmine meets up with Ruby, and she's about to tell him that she got accepted into college. But we know how Rudy's mind is. Rudy's mind is racing. He's like, okay, you're seeing somebody else. So he's like, I already know what you're going to tell me. And it's kind of playing on each other. He's like, yeah, it's something new. It's something big. You know what I'm saying? You're making moves out here, and I respect it. And she's like, oh, so you already know? He doesn't know that she got accepted into college. He thinks that she's dating someone new. So she just goes along with it because she thinks, oh, Ruby knows that I got into college. But both of them are wrong. Neither one of them are on the same page. Monse's having a conversation with her dad, and he's pretty much, consoling her, trying to be on her side to make her feel better because, she has all the Julia stuff going down right now. So he's in there. They get a good hug in. He gives her mail, and in her mail, she has a letter, and it looks like a ransom note. You know, when they cut out different letters from magazines and they send it to you? Yeah, that's what she got. So we need to figure out who this came from and what does it exactly mean. Monse and Ruby both got the same letter. Now, Jamal's looking at it like, who does this come from? Because I don't have one. So maybe I'm lucky and you guys aren't. But they're saying this has to be something serious because we know that they know about the body. So for them, they're looking at it like, man, somebody's following us, somebody's watching us, but they're trying to get us because they're sending out these little letters. And this isn't anything we need to be playing with, Jamal. While Jamal's analyzing this, like, okay, who bought all these magazines? You don't get it from the same magazine. You don't use glue stick. You use a glue gun. They're like, yeah, whatever, Jamal. I wonder if Caesar has one. Now, we know Caesar, he's in the middle of a little beef right now. So he looking out the window. Silly move. Got just a little pistol on him. Silly move. If you know you at war, you gonna need more than that little thing. Them 16 shots ain't stopping nothing. He's on the phone talking to Monse and Ruby. And then gunshots rang out. Now, I told y'all he was silly for looking out the window. You at war. No need to be looking out the window. If they coming, they coming. Second, all you had was a little pistol. You at war, it ain't stopping nothing because they coming with fully automatics. They tearing the house down. So he has to jump up under the wall in front of a little stool. Like a little table type thing. And they letting this place have it. After the shooting, Caesar leaves. He goes over to his brother's house. And they're supposed to be moving to Portland because, hey, we about to get a house. You know what I'm saying? We get a house. We're going to have a restaurant. You can come stay at the restaurant with us, Caesar, and we're going to start fresh. So he's talking to his brother, Oscar, and he's like, he wants to leave with him because he knows if he stays here, it's just going to end bad for him. So Oscar eventually convinces him to come to Portland with him. So Oscar is hype about it. He calls his girl, hey, he's coming with us. She's like, who? He's like, Caesar. He's coming with us. He's going to go to Portland with us and start fresh. He goes outside to get something out the truck. Somebody comes by and they lay Spooky on out right there in the front yard. Caesar comes out. He's crying. His brother's dead right in front of him. Just when they were about to move to Portland and start fresh. All right, there you go. Episode 5 of On My Block. Did you guys expect Spooky to get killed like that? I was thinking he was going to make it at least to, one of the last 2 episodes. But let me know what you guys think about that. And do you think that Caesar is going to be able to rearrange life and make this happen? But I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I got a question for you. What's on your TV? I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.